Hello, my name's Kayla and I'm an independent beauty guide with Limelight by Alcone, and I wanted to talk to you today about this amazing product that we have, and I wanted to kind of compare it to something else that's on the market. So if you follow any beauty blogs, you've probably seen these. I'm not even sure what they're actually called, but these are like straight from China. They like all the instructions are in another language, but this is what they look like. Now this is like the generic, like the off-brand. Like there's one that each brush, whoops, as I'm dropping them all over the place, each brush is like super expensive. This one, the whole set was $18. This is what they look like. They've got like a flexible thing, a flexible handle, but they've been really popular on a lot of the beauty blogs. They're really soft. So I decided to try it, but I'm just going to tell you, if you're like me and you need to get ready in a hurry and you don't have all day to sit here and do your makeup, the Beauty Blender by Limelight by Alcone is much more effective and efficient. The texture, this one is going to be softer. This one is gonna be firmer, so it's gonna you can apply more pressure with it than this one. And this one's with bristles, and this is a sponge, so it doesn't have any bristles or anything. But when you compare, I mean, there's different sizes and everything, but when you compare the actual surface area, they're pretty similar. But the reason I like this one is it works, you can get it wet. What that does is it helps you apply your makeup flawlessly. So this one is just a little bit damp. We used it yesterday, so it's just a little bit damp. But the way you use it is you can use it wet or dry, and you press it in to your foundation. So I'm going to get my foundation out here. And with Limelight by Alcone, all the foundations come in these little palettes, and I use mine I make samples and I do a lot of color matching and makeovers, so mine are pretty empty, but they do come like this. So one palette is what you get, and this one little plate of foundation will last you 2 to 3 months, depending on how often you use it. The coverage is amazing, and you barely use any. So just for comparison, I'm going to do the brush on one side of my face and the sponge on the other. Really, the effect when I've done this before is really similar. You probably wouldn't even notice. But the real thing for me is the time it takes, because with this you use a different size for everything you do. And like this is good for like highlighting and contouring. But this one has this pointed edge, so I can do this all with one tool, which is less to wash for me. So that's why I really like doing that. So today I'm going to use the color Olive 2. So all of our foundations, they are 50%, at least 50% pigment. So I just dab the sponge on there, get a little bit of color. That is literally no makeup at all. Like when I used my old liquid foundation, I would have thought this was totally not going to be enough. So I'll just show you, I just press into my skin, or some people say stamp. I just press it and roll. And you can do this wet or dry, as I said. Today I'm doing the dry way. I usually like to do it wet because it leaves a nice little dewy finish. And my skin has been super dry lately. So I put my moisturizer on, and then I put my foundation on with a wet sponge, or damp sponge, and it really helps lock in the moisture, and I don't deal with flaking throughout the day. And my lips are embarrassingly dry. That's why I put on my lip color first, because I couldn't even look at the camera with my lips the way that they are. So you can see huge difference between this. I mean, it covers my acne scars, it covers the redness, the discoloration, the freckles, everything. And that was with barely any product. I'm going to show you with this, I'm going to do the same kind of thing. I'm just going to rub a little bit on there. So it is soft. I mean, it does feel good. But I feel like you have to pick up more product. Like you have to use more product, because it kind of, I feel like it soaks into the brush a little bit more. So that's going to waste more product, and I hate that. I will not waste product. I use every little bit I can get. So, I mean, this works. It looks pretty good, but I'm going to go back over it with the sponge just because I think that the sponge just does a better job. I mean, look at that. It transfers so much more color to the skin. I mean, and I'm not knocking this product. I mean, and yes, I did buy the cheaper one, but it's because one of these is the cost of all of those brushes. And I wouldn't use all of those. I really just got it for this comparison just to see what everyone was talking about. But really, it's not for me. And then, like I said, I can take this side and go in those smaller places, under your eyes, on your eyelid. But it gives a flawless coverage. I had my glasses on earlier and then I left like a red mark. But there's no line. I mean, you can't, there's not like an orange line. This makeup is amazing. And this sponge is amazing. And then what you can do is you use the Limelight by Alcone Come Clean, which is a brush and sponge cleaner. You get this wet, or you can even do it with like your makeup brush. So if you had a makeup brush, you just get the brush wet and you swish it around in there to get some soap on it. And then you go like this, rinse it with water, and it comes out perfectly clean. You will love the results. And this is conditioning your brushes and your sponges as well. So it's a shampoo, but it also has coconut oil. It's vegan coconut purified water, natural coconut oil, palm oil, sea salt, and tea tree essential oil. So you're going to be conditioning your brushes, which when you get professional brushes, that's a big investment, and you don't want to ruin them by using things that aren't going to condition your brushes, things that are going to strip the oils. You want your brushes to last. So it's like the 1-2 punch, the Blenderful, and as I throw it around, the Blenderful and the Come Clean. And the great thing about the Blenderful, once you clean it and it's clean, you put it in its little purse and let it dry. It's going to keep it from touching anything else, because as you know, if you are putting something on your face, you want it to be clean so you're not spreading bacteria on your skin. This is an amazing product. Like I said, it uses so little amount of the foundation that your foundation is going to last so long, and it doesn't look like you have makeup on. It doesn't feel like you have makeup on. When I do makeovers, I'm going to wear shadow, sorry. When I do makeovers, I constantly have ladies like touching their face and saying, oh, it doesn't even feel like I have foundation on. It doesn't feel cakey. I can't feel it. One of my friends even said she had to check the mirror several times that day to make sure she was actually wearing foundation. And that's what we want makeup to be. We want it to be natural. We want it to enhance. We don't want it to make you look like a different person. We want it to look like you because you're beautiful the way you are. This is just enhancing that natural beauty. So thank you so much for watching. I will post my link below. And don't forget, this is brand new. So you got to try this out. It smells amazing. And you can use it on any brushes, any sponges, and you're going to love it. Thank you.